Good morning, folks. Today there is news on the sun and the weather, both now and looking ahead. Let's begin with some of the surface movements you're seeing here in 171 angstroms. As we come to spaceweathernews.com and we see the coronal holes shown yesterday in 193, we focus on the thin plasma filament embedded between them and the northern opening. The trailing edge of the filament snapped last night, and somehow the filament didn't collapse or erupt. As of this morning, the filament is at center longitude, surviving, and slightly north latitude, remaining in eruption threat position for the rest of the day and slightly into tomorrow. Let's come next to the solar wind. Dropping out with only the erroneous cosmic ray heavy nuclei spike on the charts. Looks like another missed coronal hole stream, leaving the KP riding the floor and driving this morning's cosmic ray health advisory, which our app users received a couple hours ago. Very difficult to ascertain when and if any of these solar wind streams are going to reach Earth. The impact signature will be a density shockwave, followed afterwards by faster and hotter plasma in the 4 to 12 hours after the density spike. Top article today is about the tremendous storm intensification during March of 2015. That's what set up that third Van Allen belt, which allowed the June and September storms that year to be extra intense as well. Well, they are saying it was a three-step charge up to the main disruption and was put over the edge by extra plasma penetration into the planetary sheet and electric system. Let's remember that the only thing standing in the way of that penetration, the magnetosphere, is weakening fast on path to pole reversal. Top weather note of the last day were cold events in India and Nepal that killed a few dozen people, and the worst snowstorm in this Chinese province in a decade. The cold and snow took just about everyone by surprise and again became seriously deadly. Up next, we're forecasting a big storm for the other side of the country. Other side from that snow that just hit the east. These systems offshore are indeed going to curl up and towards the coast, not only with the primary cell hitting, but with the trailing systems feeding the moisture in even after landfall, sort of like an arm of a tropical system sitting over the water and gaining strength. I know there's a drought, but there is also something called too much of a good thing. I expect some significant woes for the worst hit areas here, especially after their fires have made a recipe for mudslides and floods. Only place on Earth to get space weather health alerts is right here, available for Apple and Android. There are only 8 days left to get the discounted hotel rate at the venue for observing the Frontier 2018, going to have more than 300 observers at the Awake event of the year. We've got the world on wind maps and shots of our star to close. We greatly appreciate your support, and we'll do this all again tomorrow, right here. But right now, it's 5:45 a.m. in the new Valley of the Sun. Eyes open, no fear. Be safe, everyone.